Hi, this is Vishal, and hope all are doing well, and all are stay good and happy with their families. So, as you know that the Dagger sessions be going on, and this is your Dagger 2 part 2, where we have to learn that is inside the jetpack, where we have to learn that how we can use that Dagger 2 with your retrofit. So, if you watch my previous session related to the Dagger, that means that's the new session of the jetpack and many more on the daggers too. But as the previous part of these sessions, we have learned how we can use the repositories, how we can use the multiple view models or single view model, and then use the view model factory be there. So a lot of stuffs we have learned, and how we can inject it on your activity and your repositories. So these we have learned last time, and there with a little bit changes how we can use with the jetpack and likewise that. So today we have to learn that how we can use particular retrofit, and how we can get the restful services be here on our project. So little bit changes how we can implement it, and we have to follow some simple basic steps, just like as the basic thing with the Dagger is first you have to create your modules, very easy step. Then you have to implement your component, and you need to inject that where you want. So just simple three steps we have to learn for every Dagger. So here as we have to create a retrofit, so little bit change in it that we have to create a network module for that, or you can say the retrofit module, whatever you give the name to that. uh, as if you go with your uh, developer site, that is, there is a very good example they provide, that is on login activity, login view model, that user repository. Then if you have a local data sources and remote data sources, and this is your retrofit, so you can get data from there, and you inject that activity and show that whatever we did. But I don't want to go with this example at this time. I'm just giving very simple basic example according to this data Dagger dependency training from this. Okay, so here if you see that they give the network module on the site, and they also give that how we can use that component, and how you can create your simple component be there and then get access. But whenever you work with your retrofit, as we know that we have to provide as in a singleton. So if you don't know about the singleton, you can ask to me or watch the previous sessions. So singleton, that means create, we can create object, that means everybody know and can get access on any activity or any repository. So we have to make such kind of project scenario in which we use that component anywhere. That means that network module, we can use it in any repository where we want to get access the data from the RESTful services. Okay, so that's we have to implement. So here we have some simple steps we have to follow and then implement it on Android Studio. So let's start it, how we can start this project step. Okay, if you see that is on the site, we have on a Dagger in Android. So here the example that is in the login activity, view model, repositories, these all. You just simply read it. It's very good example of the Dagger 2 on the developer side. And you can see that there is a login activity, injecting activities. So that's very clear scenario. But sometimes it's difficult to implement, so I'm giving the steps how you can implement these things on your Android Studio, and how it works be like a simple project structure. Okay, so here we have an app module, If you need it, then you use, because of whenever you work with, we have to make such kind of application scenario, that means we can get access, so we need this kind of module. Otherwise you can do it with the network module. And the network module is just for the retrofit. I will describe you on the Android Studio. Then first you have to create your two module and then use them in your Dagger component. Once your Dagger component be ready, you can inject your uh, activity or repository, okay, on this Dagger component. And then this is your base application. That is important because the base application is we can use it without base application also, but that is for the particular repository we can find. But this base applications, that means we can get context, application context anywhere for the any repository which we want to inject. So this is very basic thing and very good thing. You have to create your base applications for that. I will show you how. And this is your simple Dagger site, just simple steps. And here this is our simple retrofit site. We have a API service, we have our models, then we can get a retrofit, okay. And this is a simple repository in which we can inject it, and then you can use it with the view model via view model, or you can directly get access to here in main activity. I will show you both the ways, okay. So let us start in Android Studio. Okay, so let us start in Android Studio, and here we have a simple main activity in which we have a text view, and this is our text view, and here we get some values from the retrofit. So easy. So here I want to get some version. So here I have a model that is called status message data, whatever be simple models. As if you do not know how to work with the retrofit, please must watch my previous sessions for the retrofit. The basics of the retrofit first you have to learn, and also you have to learn the Dagger 2 part 1, in which how you can use your Dagger in your project structure with the MVVM. And if you do not know about the Dagger 2, please also must watch my basic sessions for the Dagger 2. There will be the 4 to 5 videos you have to learn on, okay. There are also that work with the Kotlin. So you have simply structure for this, and here we have a Dagger model remote, that in under we have to create a repository. This is your view model. That's very simple structure scenario. And if you go with your dependencies, we have to go with the view model, live data, retrofit, converter, life cycles, and these all simple Dagger. So first we have to make our module. As we discussed that we needed two important factors. The basic thing, whenever you start the Dagger, we have to work with a simple module. So first step is we have to create the module. First I am making the application kind of module. It means we can provide this app module to anywhere on my repository. But if you do not want to work that, you directly make your a simple network module. Under that you have to create your repository with your as an retrofit call, okay. So it depends, but this is the way or a process to whenever you work this kind of structure. We need a retrofit in my complete application, so we have to make our base applications on that. So this is the first step, and there are many methods you have to work. So this is the I will discuss in also in my coming sessions, in which we can call it with the recycler view and how you can implement like that. So there's a different way to work with the Dagger 2. So first, this is the basic way I want to implement. So let's see. Okay, so first we have to create that implementation for the Dagger one. So for the Dagger, what we needed first, we have to create a simple two modules, that is the app module and also the network module. As we discussed that it depends on you. If you want to work with your base applications, you have to create it. Otherwise, no need it, okay. Because of it, if you want for the particular repository, so no need to go with that. But as I'm doing with the complete applications, complete approaches, that means we have to call the multiple repositories, so we need for, and there are many ways, many approaches, okay. So first I'm giving the very simple approach. You simply give it the name to this app module. So this is your app module, and the first basic Dagger part, you have to create your module. And here what we need it, we need a simple uh, private application kind of object. So this is our instance for the application, and this is a constructor, that means in which we have to call our simple application. And here we have to create a method, that means anywhere we can use this app module to get that particular application. Provide application, or get application, whatever you want to that, and this is your return application. So very simple step, you have to work with this simple app module. Okay, but the most important part is whenever you provide it, it be which kind of, that means you have to provide for the Dagger. So and also you need a singleton. Okay, that means you can watch on the sessions in which I have described in briefly that what is the provide singleton, that all be there. Okay, and the basic things we have to learn like that. So that is the most important part. Okay, now we have to create our second module. That's you give the name, any name, but I'm giving according to the docs. So that's our network module, or you give the retrofit or whatever you want for that. Okay, so and again you have to make as in a module, and here I need a base URL, and you give it as an public. Okay, you just simply create a constructor, generate it with the base URL, just simple, nothing else. Okay, and here again we have to provide and make it in a singleton. So that's be our method JSON. So this JSON, and I'm giving the name to that, provide JSON, or you give it any name to your method, depends. And here the most important thing is, because of working with the JSON for conversions, so need a JSON builder. JSON builder is equals to your new JSON builder. Okay, and as per your JSON builder dot set field name policy. So that's be the policies according to which kind of uses. So here I'm using lowercase with underscores. Okay, so if you want more about this, where we use it, and you can ask to me, I will give the brief for that. So here we have to return that JSON builder dot create. So that's be our simple provide JSON. Okay, so this is the method, because of it can convert it. And now we have to make again provides, and that's your singleton. You can make very simple kind of your retrofit as you are using, it depends on. So this is our retrofit. Yes, and provide retrofit, and here what we needed, we need to return, and that return be your new retrofit builder dot add convert to factory. So here we needed a JSON converter factory dot create, and we have to create our simple JSON. So for this, what to do, you can do it, yeah, you can make it as an our JSON that we converted from the above. So yeah, you can do it JSON, you can provide it. That's simple. And also what we did it dot base URL. So you can go with your base URL, and here dot last build. Okay, so that's very easy. So that's simple steps. You can provide it with this provide and singleton JSON. Okay, so that we convert like this. So this is your simple two structure: app module and network module. Okay, so now we move on the step after the making module. That's you have to create an interface for your Dagger component, in which we have to call both the component values. So here it's here also be that singleton, because we have to provide the singleton. Okay, and here at we have to go for your component. So as we have done many times, you just create your modules, that's on curly, and this is your network module dot class, and this is your app module dot class. Very simple. And here whatever we want to inject, just put it. So for build the class, once you have to rebuild it project, so it create a class for the dagger component. Sometimes it can create an issue for that. So now you have to build it and create that particular component class for to get access on this. So here first we have to make our repository, then we have to call it here when we make it on the remote site. Okay, so that's be simple steps. First we have an app module, then we have a network module, then we can get access using this with the component, and that component we have to make is using our base application. So how we create the base application, we'll see it now. Okay, so as we have done with the app module, we have done with the network module, we have created the Dagger component, and now we have to go with your base application, how we can generate it so we can use it anywhere on complete app. Okay, so just we can say this is a Java class and this is base application, and here we can extend it, this is the application, and here you can say the private Dagger component. So here there's a difference between what is the Dagger component, what is the Dagger component. So this is your class which you make your interface, and it create for the that kind of Dagger component. That means it can add a Dagger to that. If you have an app component interface, so it makes your component be your Dagger app component. So likewise it can create it, but we have to choose the basic, that is the Dagger component. Okay, so here is your Dagger component, and now on create method under the class, and you can say for the Dagger component, but we have to typecast for this Dagger component. Okay, so we have to build for it. So here we have a builder for our class, and this is our app module. At this time it's showing there's an issue, that means it's depreciated, but I will show you, I will describe you on the next version why we that means what's the updation for that and how we can do that. But here you just use it as an app module, and you can say this. Okay, and now you can go for your network module and say new network module, and here I'm giving my base URL just for my past work, so I'm using that jectpack.com. Okay, and here dot build, so that's be completed. And for this you can say on the alt enter disable inspection. Okay, so at this time, so no need of this, so it never show you that kind of depreciation. Now we have to go with the public get dagger component and this return dagger component, just easy. So this is our base application, and then we have to use it on complete app. And for your if you go for the manifest, on the manifest you can go for your name, so it gives the base application. Okay, and also we need a permission, so use a permission internet. So these things be ready. Our base application simple. What we have done, we have used app module, network module, dagger component, and then our base application, and then put it on your Android manifest. So these be the simple steps. And now we have to go for the area that's called your remote. So here we can implement our repository. Okay, so let's start it. Okay, so now we have to go for the remote, and in this what we have to do, we just create our first repository, and that repository be by which we can call our services. And also we have to create a API service, as we know, for the retrofit. Okay, so here you have to create a interface for API service. So this is your interface. Okay, so these two things be ready for remote. And here what we have a get for the retrofit, and what we get it, we need whatever be your API and your backend web services. So according to two, you have to put like. Okay, so if you do not know how you can get post, must watch the retrofit tutorial. So this is your call, and this is your version model, and whatever be your model you can put it there, and get app version. So here my API service be ready, and to call this service by the retrofit inside your repository. So for that, what to do, you have to create a context, and here for the context you have to generate a constructor for the context. Okay, so and here we have to add inject, that is the most important, and that means the injection is for your inside the dagger component, and here you can say void inject repository. Okay, so here we inject this repository, that's fine. And the most important thing is, this is your base application typecasting with the context dot get application context one this PCD, then get dagger component, you can see that, and that inject this. So that means you can use this line anywhere on your repositories where you want it, and you can get access the data on your repository. That means repository 1, 2, 3, 4. You have to inject here on your dagger components, as I discussed on the last sessions. That means void inject repository 1, 2, or view model 1, view model 2, or main activity 1, wherever you need it. You can get access that particular injection on that using the module. So that's easy. And now we have to go for our getter. for the getter, what to do, we need a private mutable live data, and I want that mutable live data be the kind of a string mutable live data. Okay, and now we have to make it a getter for mutable live data. So easy. And here we can get access our retrofit calls on your mutable live data. Okay, so you can go for your retrofit. This is your retrofit. Okay, so once this retrofit be ready, and then the retrofit you have to go for the API service, and as we know that our retrofit also be injected, so you can say, and now what to do, you can go for mutable live data as its new mutable live data, simple, and this is your API service. Okay, you just make it as an API service, very simple. So that means this API service is for your as we can get access our data on your retrofit. Okay, so this is our API service references. So you can go for API service, and that is your retrofit dot create your API service dot class, as we done many times with our retrofit sessions. Okay, and this is your API service, and that API service dot get a version, and that enqueue, and that we have to work with your new call back version models. Once this be ready, what to do, you can say mutable live data dot post value, and your response dot whatever you want from the body, you can put it body dot get response dot get data dot get app version. So I want a gap app version, so I'm using this. And if there be any issue with the log, you can go for response error, you can check it by t got get message, so it show you whatever be the issue with the live data. Okay, so these things we have done with the repository. I think it's so easy. First we have to create the base applications, then we use it and use the base application be here. So once our repository be ready, we have to go for our main activity. So first I show you to you how can you directly get access that repository to the main activity, and then after that I will show you how you can use it on your view model. Okay, and then view model be on your main activity. So that's the MVVM process. But at this time, first we discuss how we can get access directly on the main activity. Go for the main activity, and here you can say your repository be your repository, and your repository be at this time new repository. I'm using that, and this, and the repository dot get mutable live data dot observe this comma new observer, and you can get access with your text view dot set text, and this is your plus s, and here you can say version is. Okay, so whatever you want you can put it here. So that's the way we can implement. So now we check it on the Genymotion. Okay, so let's see in Genymotion. So you can see that this gives our version is 1.2. So that's from our web services we can get it. Okay, so that's the way we can work with direct repository to our main activity. Now we have to work with the view model. So how we can get it, you just call that repository on your view model, that I will show you. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so now we have to create the view model. So for this we have this is a Dagger structure, model structure, and this is remote, and now we have a view model. So we have to create our class for the view model. That is an important for making a view model. So whenever you have to create your view model, you have to extend that. Okay, so as the last time we have worked with the view model, let's see how we can create it and get the repository under that. Okay, so here you just go for the Java class and say view model 1, and here you can send extends. This is your view model. Okay, and then alt enter. Now here again, because of we are working with the context, so we do not work with your view model factory, but if you want to that without context, you can do that. Okay, so that means here, as we have done many times. So this is your simple view model one, and now you have to generate it, and this is your constructor with context. Here you add inject, or also give the injection on that wherever you want it. Okay, so these are this context, and here what we needed, we need a private mutable live data, that is your string type, and this is your mutable live data. That's easy. And also what we needed, we need a repository. Okay, so these two things we have to work, and you can say this is a repository is equals to new repository, and this is your context. Okay, and now whenever you pass this context, you have to work with the mutable live data is equals to new mutable live data. Okay, so that's easy. And now you have to generate a simple getter for the mutable live data. Okay, so here that means uh, we need this mutable live data as in a repository dot get mutable live data. Okay, so we can fetch all the values be here. And now on activity, you just hide this code, and you can inject it as I showed to you that on my previous sessions. You can get access from and using anything. Okay, so this is your view model 1, this is your view model 1, and here the same thing we need it, view model 1, that is equals to new view model 1 this. And also you can get access using the provider but without sending any context. Okay, so that's the way. And now we have to work with the view model 1 dot get mutable live data dot your same observe this comma new observer. Okay, and now we can get it this data on your text value be like as a simple repository we have done. Okay, so you just call it. So this is the way you can get access with the your repository to mutable live data. So now we run this. So let's see. Okay, so let's see what happened. Yeah, so the version is 1.2. So that's very easy. So in my coming session, I will describe you one more way of the Dagger, and also we can use it on the recycler view, how we can use it in adapter, so we can create it as an easiest way. So that's the way you have to work with the Dagger and make your apps be easy. So you can inject it anywhere, I mean in your MVVM approaches, and your view models, your activity you can use and implement it on your projects. Okay, so thank you so much for the day.